Welcome to my first ever Fortnite Battle Royale tutorial. This tutorial is a ghost peeking strategy that I personally thought of using the invisible wall glitch found by other players. Of course, I can't give credit to all of them because so many people have used videos on it, but if you don't know how it works, you need wooden walls, and of course, the 150 HP is really important. So you want to make the wall, only one wall at a time, and once it gets to 143 HP, you just hit it twice, and it should do that. It should act as an invisible barrier. So you want to do this with 4 sides, and you don't want to anticipate the 143 health. You want to try and hit it right when it gets to 143, once you see it. For the perfect timing. Of course, if you're ever like this, and you happen to break it a little bit too early or something goes wrong, you can just place another wall and just try again. It may take a little bit of time to master it, master the timing of it. That's why you should go in a playground mode and just practice it. Of course, after hitting it twice, it's going to be all weakened, so you just want to repair 4 sides, all 4. That way it's all at 150 health, just like any normal wooden wall be when you first place it. And you want to put a staircase right in the middle, just like this. I don't know if you can make staircases invisible, but you do not want to make this one invisible, because it's very important. As you can see, my head lines up with the top of the staircase. That's exactly what you want, because this is where the wooden wall ends, right with the staircase. So pretty much anyone vertically in front of you, this strat is really good for. Anyone below you, you might want to get a little bit higher and shoot down on them like this when you're peeking. Of course, this works with all the weapons that I have in my inventory currently, and any other weapons like pistols. Of course, burst ARs might not work as well, because if you peek with them, your head is going to be up for too long, and if you put it back down, you might hit your wall with the rest of the shots that the burst shoots. But it can work with any weapon that's a single shot, or even scoped weapons, and I'll show you how that works. So first, with the SCAR, your normal assault rifle. Of course, ghost peeking works where you crouch right below the wall and you just peek up and shoot. Of course, this is all vertically in front of me, and I can just shoot. Of course, if there's someone below you, you might want to get a little higher. Of course, anyone vertically in front of you can hit you, but this is for people who are right below you. You see I can hit my wall right here, and if you ever hit your wall, you can just repair it. But if I do this, or anything like that with that wall right there, I can destroy it just like that. Of course, if anyone's rushing you, like on the side of a hill, like I put right there, and they're right there, they're trying to shoot at you, like maybe they're standing with a sniper trying to wait for you to peek or whatever, you can just do and hit them just like that. It might not work every time, but that's why you just gotta keep practicing it. And this strat is best to do when you're in any type of game. You're on a hill, you might be in the storm, all comfortable and ready to go. There's no one nearby, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna camp in a 1x1. This is perfect, pretty much perfect for that, for anyone who wants to do that. Of course, the walls are barriers, so if you ever want to get back into 1x1, into your 1x1, if you jumped out, you just can go up with a stair, break it, and just get right back in like this. So, of course, this works with weapons without first shot accuracy just as well, although you might hit your wall by accident every once in a while, but it does work. You see, you might hit your wall, just repair it. Of course, I'm just hitting my wall right here just to show you that there is a barrier, but when you peek over it, it does work. Of course, everyone would probably use this with hunting rifles, just like I would. Keep your head right below the thing. You see, when I'm not peeking up, I hit the wall, and I can just repair it. But when I do peek up, I go right over the wall. Of course, if you're on a hill, keep in mind there could be other hills that are higher than yours. For example, like that one right there, that could hit you right in the head if you're like this. Or if you're above it like this, shooting at someone below you, they could easily snipe you, so just be very careful of that. with bolt actions or with any scoped weapons in this game, you might want to get it a little bit higher on the wall just to make sure. You see when I do this, I hit the wall, but when I do this, you see with scoped weapons it's a little bit harder to pull off, but it still works with your head being a little bit higher than the staircase. That's why it's risky to do it with scoped weapons. So that's why you just want to be careful. Of course, most scoped weapons do not, like, first shot accuracy does not matter whether you're moving with it. It's always going to be 100% accurate. So when you're ghost peeking, you can, like, move around. Since you're always going to be higher, and someone vertical with you could just snipe you, you can always, like, move around while you do it. And just, like, instead of, like, peeking up, you can just do, like, this and just walk up and down. Like, peek up and down like this, for example. Like, or of course, when I'm not doing that, though, I hit the wall, but when you just do this, you peek right over the wall, and it works. With bolts, same thing. With hunting rifles, you see I can have my head lower than the wall, and do this. Of course, that time I hit the wall, but when I just peek up like this, it works. But what you see with bolts, when I peek up, it might work, and it might not work. It just depends where you're aiming. That's the thing with scope weapons, is you can't always see where you are with the wall when you're scoping down, so you gotta plan that before you even scope in. You see, that time I peeked up and I still hit the wall. So, you might just want to practice here and there in playground mode. This does work very well with any weapon in the game, other than pretty much burst rifles, because burst rifles have never really been good with ghost peeking, because you always hit your wall. But, of course, this works perfectly with the SCAR. Just stay right below it and just do that. Or any hunting rifle, any not first shot accuracy weapon like drum gun, MP5. Of course, if you ever want to shoot in front of you or behind you, all you gotta do is edit your stair. So a little tutorial on this. Just go right on the middle on these two, and you want to hold down your left click or R2, whichever platform you're on, or I think it's RB or RT on Xbox, I'm not sure. And you just want to drag, and then just like once you get to the other side, just let go. This works with all four sides, like I showed here. So if I want to shoot in front of me, I just quickly edit and just do the same thing. Of course, you might hit your wall every once in a while. That's why you always want to practice this and make sure you get the positioning perfect. And just shoot right above you. Of course, if he's right there, you'd want to do that. But if I do that, you see I hit my wall and he can't see my head. But once I do this, I can see his. And of course, I can see his through the wall. As with ghost peeking before this, now you would have to do this, and you can't really see your opponent. You just kind of have to guess where they are in normal ghost peeking. But with this, you can still see them, and it still works. Because the way Epic have tried to patch this, if they made your character higher when you aim down sights, and they also took away the, you have to reset the first shot accuracy once you first get to it. So pretty much this works with the fact that they made your character higher on the scale. So of course I can't see him right there if someone were in front of me, but if I were to do this, I can see him perfectly. And just ghost peek right like that. You see I hit my wall, then I don't. And I can still see him. Whereas right here, I hit my wall, but I can't really see him even when I poke up. I just kind of have to guess where he is. So this strat, I hope, helps anyone who's wondering how to do it. Of course, like I said, it's always best to do it when you have time to set up a 1x1 and just camp. Of course, I have a low 1x1, but if you want to make it even higher, you can just keep stacking up like this. And then once you get to the top one that you want to go to, just on your last floor, just do this. Of course, it might not always work. That's why you got to practice the timing. There you go. So